Hello, welcome to the day. What else can I say? Just gonna take a moment to take a deep breath. Let go of, thought, especially thought based in ego. I've been feeling some real insecurities lately. I've been feeling some lack of confidence and lack of faith in myself, and I've been really wanting to harness that that strength, that drive, that power of manifestation, that understanding that anything is possible. Infinite number of possibilities. That's what quantum physics tells us. At any given time, there is an infinite number of possibilities. Anything can happen. Anything. Believe, achieve, doubt, you're out. So let's see what messages Source wants to share with us today. What messages do you have for us today, Source? What is it that we need to know today? Two of Cups. The Two of Wands that fell out, and the World. Two of Wands, the World. Let's look for one more card. Two of Cups, I'm looking at this card and there's two faces there and they're both above their cups and they are just intently looking at each other. And what I'm really feeling from that is just this intense connection. How they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. These two guys are like intently looking at each other. And they're connected by this energy here. Yeah. This energy. We have this like star looking thing right at the top, and it's connecting both of them and their cups. And they're pretty intently looking at each other. Some real intensity there, some real connection. And then of course cups are about emotions, right? So Two of Cups is really about two people coming together and in union and You know, their cups are full. Okay, I guess that's all we got. Their cups are full, and they are experiencing this intense connection between each other. They know. They know. They know that there is something deep there. And they want to experience it with each other. Twos, to me, I always think of twos as like coupling, as like a pair, you know, coming together. But I also think of twos as a choice. So here we have the Two of Wands. And if you look carefully at this card, this man has come to a crossroads. And he needs to make a choice about which path he's going to take. And for me, the Two of Wands is really, either way he goes is going to work. Either way. Either way, either choice, it's going to be good, but you just need to make that choice. You need to take that next step and make that choice. It's like, you know, after the Ace of Wands, right, which is like this gift from the universe of divine passion, comes the Two of Wands, and it's about taking that first step in a new direction. And you know, and you have to choose which direction that is. Is it left or is it right? You know, is it this way or is it that? And if you don't make that choice, you end up going nowhere. So twos for me are also about choices. And then we have the World. And the World is like about completion. It's like a cycle has ended, has come to an end. You know, it's like a culmination of something. And, you know, wherever there are endings, there are also new beginnings, right? You can't have an ending without a beginning. It's like almost, again, the spectrum. They are one and the same, but they are opposite ends of the spectrum. So anyway, the World is really about completion, some big completion. The World is a major arcana card, and it's about, yeah, about some big completion in your life, a major closing and anticipation of a new beginning. The Two of Cups and the Two of Wands together. You know, it's kind of speaking to me about choices in love and relationship. You know, you have this intense connection here. Now, what are you going to do with it? You know, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to go with it? You know, go and see where it takes you? Or are you going to go in a different direction and move away from it? But when we come to crossroads like this, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that one way is better than the other, you know, but it does mean we do have to make a choice. And when we do make choices, you know, we also have to understand, what is it behind our choices? You know, what is driving us in one direction as opposed to the other? You know, am I going to, you know, go with this intense connection and follow it wherever it takes me? Because I understand vulnerability, because I understand that I need to be vulnerable in order to benefit from, or in order to take the risk, you know, of something beautiful coming from this connection. Or is my choice going to be based in fear? And am I going to move away from this connection because of fear? You know, because of fear of being vulnerable, fear of being hurt, fear of things not turning out the way that I would like them to, um, you know, fear that I'm not good enough for this, that I am not deserving enough. You know, what are your decisions based in? I think that's a really, really good question to constantly ask yourself anytime you are confronted with a crossroads. You know, what is driving your decision? Is it faith, or is it fear? Especially when it comes to deep connection and maybe love, right? And sharing of emotion in a very honest and authentic but yet vulnerable way. This card tells us, the World card tells us how important this decision is. This is a big decision. This is a decision that brings about a closing of a cycle, you know. So is your decision regarding this connection gonna close out a cycle of fear and let you release fear and bring you to a place of new beginning in faith? Or is this big decision going to close out a cycle of, or an opportunity of moving forward in faith and you know, bring you to a place of having to start again with the world, you know, having to kind of go through that cycle again and learn something? I don't know. It's hard when it comes to love. It's scary, it is. And it's okay to be scared, but it's important to acknowledge those feelings and to also acknowledge that, you know, do you want to make your decisions based in fear, or do you want to make your decisions based in faith? And it doesn't have to just be about love. I mean, it can be about anything, any relationship here, right? Any relationship here that is of sharing of cups, sharing of emotions, sharing of deep feelings. It's a hard one. I really feel the message for today is going through the day, really examining the directions that you're taking, you know, the choices that you're making, and whether they are based in faith or fear. You know, anything that you do, really, you know, are your actions, are your choices and decisions, are they based in faith or fear? And where do you want them to be? You know, where do you want to be? Do you want to be in a state of fear, or do you want to be in a state of faith? Sometimes fear is easier. Sometimes it's easier not to take any chances, take any risks. But where does it bring you? You know, does it bring you to a place of repeating the same cycles? Or does it bring you to a place of closing out a cycle, having learned an important lesson and ready to move on to the next thing, you know? Almost like mission accomplished, next level, you're leveling up. Because deep connection, it can be scary, but it also can be something beautiful and wonderful, you know? And even when it doesn't go the way you were hoping or expecting, there's also something beautiful in that as well. You know, that you took a chance for it. And maybe it didn't go your way, but there was a lesson there so that the next time it presented itself to you, you know, you were able to make the right choices, or you were able to see it through in a way that was even better than you could have imagined. Well, that's the message for today. Have a wonderful day. Be in peace. Aloha.